Imagine this. You're in a room full of people, and someone says something that instantly diminishes their credibility. The atmosphere changes, and people silently judge. What you say matters, and your words can either elevate you or expose your lack of awareness. In this video, we'll uncover 7 things highly intelligent people never say. These are the phrases that silently damage your reputation, weaken your influence, and show a lack of emotional intelligence. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid to become someone others deeply respect. But before we dive in, if you want more life-changing insights like this, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's grow and learn together, one smart choice at a time. Now let's get started. 1. That's not my problem. Imagine this. You're working on a team and a colleague struggles with a task. They turn to you for help, but you dismiss them with, "That's not my problem." Now think about how that moment will shape their perception of you. Do you seem intelligent and capable, or do you come across as cold, selfish, and indifferent? Words like these don't just end a conversation. They create invisible walls between you and others. Highly intelligent people know that dismissing someone's struggles with this phrase is more than just unkind. It's a sign of poor emotional intelligence. True intelligence goes beyond solving complex problems or achieving personal goals. It's about understanding that life is interconnected, and how you treat others determines the depth of your relationships and the respect you earn. Instead of saying, "That's not my problem," highly intelligent individuals take a completely different approach. They see these situations as opportunities to build bridges and strengthen trust. They'll say something as simple as, "How can I help?" This doesn't mean they take on every burden. They set boundaries, but they acknowledge others' struggles with empathy and offer support where it's reasonable. Why does this matter so much? Think about the world we live in today, fast-paced, competitive, and often isolating. In such a world, the ability to show care and collaborate stands out as a rare strength. When you respond with empathy, you're not just solving someone else's problem, you're also strengthening a connection that could benefit you in the long run. After all, people remember how you made them feel. That one moment of support could be what inspires someone to go the extra mile for you later on. And here's the truth most people don't realize. When you dismiss others with, "That's not my problem," you're signaling that you lack leadership qualities. Great leaders, whether in the workplace, in friendships, or in families, don't push people away. They draw them closer. By saying, "How can I help?" you show emotional maturity, leadership, and a willingness to grow through collaboration. So, the next time you're tempted to say, "That's not my problem," pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be remembered as? Someone who shuts people out, or someone who builds a legacy of trust, empathy, and strength? The choice is yours, and it starts with your words. 2. I already know that. Picture this. You're in a conversation with someone who's excitedly sharing an idea or explaining something they're passionate about. Midway through, you interrupt them and say, "I already know that." What happens next? Their enthusiasm deflates. The conversation hits a dead end, and now you seem dismissive, arrogant, and uninterested. That one phrase, though it may feel harmless, has shut down the possibility of connection, collaboration, and even learning. Highly intelligent people understand the power of humility and curiosity. They know that saying, "I already know that," not only kills the flow of conversation, but also signals a closed mindset. And let's face it, arrogance, even subtle arrogance, is one of the quickest ways to alienate yourself from others. But here's the twist. No one truly knows it all. Even if you've heard something before, there's always room to gain a fresh perspective, or understand something more deeply. Intelligent individuals don't seek to prove how much they know. They seek to learn. They replace "I already know that" with something far more powerful. "That's interesting. Tell me more." Why does this shift matter? Because when you stay curious, you invite others to open up, share ideas, and maybe even offer insights you hadn't considered. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone explains a concept you've heard before, say the basics of a skill or an experience you've already had. If you respond with, "That's interesting, what's your take on it?" or "Tell me how you approach it," you might uncover nuances that enhance your own understanding. And if not, at the very least, you've strengthened a connection by showing that you value their thoughts. Now, let's take it one step further. Saying, "I already know that," doesn't just make you seem arrogant, it exposes insecurity. People who feel the need to assert their knowledge often do so because they fear being seen as ignorant. But intelligent individuals are secure in their knowledge and open to growth. They don't need to flaunt what they know because they understand that true wisdom comes from admitting you don't know everything. Consider this. The smartest minds in history, Einstein, Socrates, Da Vinci, didn't become great by assuming they had all the answers. In fact, Socrates famously said, "I know that I know nothing." That humility is what allowed them to explore, experiment, and innovate. So, when you replace "I already know that" with curiosity, you embody the mindset of a true learner, someone who grows with every conversation. Finally, let's think about the bigger picture. Conversations are not competitions, they're opportunities. When you stay open to what others have to say, you not only build deeper relationships, but also position yourself as approachable and wise. And people remember that. They're far more likely to respect someone who listens and learns than someone who shuts them down. So the next time you feel the urge to say, "I already know that," pause and reframe. Ask yourself, what can I learn here? What can I gain by staying curious? By choosing humility over ego, you set yourself apart as someone who values growth over validation, and that's the mark of true intelligence. 3. This is impossible. Think about this for a moment. Every great invention, every breakthrough, every extraordinary achievement in human history started as an idea that many would have dismissed as impossible. From the Wright brothers defying gravity to create the first airplane to sending humans to the moon, the world is full of examples where someone refused to believe in the word impossible. And yet, how often do we casually utter this phrase without realizing its destructive power? When you say, "This is impossible," you're not just shutting down an idea, you're shutting down your own potential. Those 3 words limit your imagination, block your creativity, and stop you from even trying to find a solution. Highly intelligent people understand this. They know that the moment you label something as impossible, you've already lost the battle because your mind stops searching for alternatives. Instead, intelligent individuals approach challenges with a completely different mindset. They don't ask, "Can this be done?" because that question leaves room for doubt. Instead, they ask, "How can this be done?" This small shift in language is a powerful tool. It opens doors to innovation and forces the brain to focus on solutions rather than obstacles. Let me give you an example. Think about Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb. Do you know how many times he failed before finally succeeding? Over 1,000 times. Imagine if, after the first 100 failed attempts, he had said, "This is impossible." The world would still be living in darkness. But Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of someone who refuses to let the word impossible define their reality. And this isn't just about inventors or extraordinary feats. It applies to everyday life. Let's say you're facing a tough situation. Maybe it's a project at work that seems overwhelming or a personal goal that feels out of reach. The moment you say, "This is impossible," you've closed the door on any chance of success. But if you reframe your thinking and ask, "What can I do to move closer to a solution?" you'll be surprised at how resourceful you become. Here's the truth. Intelligent people aren't necessarily the ones with the highest IQs or the best educations. They're the ones who refuse to let limiting beliefs dictate their actions. They embrace challenges as opportunities to grow and see obstacles as puzzles to solve. When others give up, they dig deeper and push forward. Now let's take it one step further. Saying, "This is impossible," doesn't just impact you, it influences everyone around you. If you're a leader, a parent, or a friend, your words carry weight. When you say something can't be done, you're planting a seed of doubt in others. On the other hand, when you say, "Let's figure this out," you inspire people to rise to the occasion. You become a source of motivation, and that kind of energy is contagious. Here's a powerful exercise. The next time you catch yourself thinking, "This is impossible," stop and ask yourself, what would it look like if it were possible? Visualize the solution, even if it seems far-fetched. By shifting your focus to what could be, you unlock creativity and innovation you didn't even know you had. So let me leave you with this. The word impossible is nothing more than a mental barrier, a self-imposed limit. Intelligent people know that breakthroughs happen when you challenge those limits, when you ask the right questions, and when you refuse to settle for can't. After all, the difference between the ordinary and the extraordinary often comes down to one simple belief. Anything is possible if you're willing to figure it out. 4. That's how we've always done it. Let's imagine a scenario. You're part of a team working on an important project, and someone suggests trying a new approach. Instead of considering it, someone shuts it down with the dreaded phrase, "That's how we've always done it." What happens next? Creativity dies, innovation takes a back seat, and you're left stuck in a loop of mediocrity. Now think about how many opportunities for growth and progress have been lost because of those 6 words. "That's how we've always done it" isn't just a statement. It's a mindset that clings to comfort zones and resists the idea of change. And here's the harsh truth. Highly intelligent people never fall into this trap. Why? Because they understand that sticking to tradition for tradition's sake isn't just unproductive, it's a recipe for stagnation. The world we live in is constantly evolving. Think about industries like technology, medicine, or even communication. If we had stuck to how we've always done it, we'd still be sending messages by horseback, using candles for light, and believing diseases were caused by bad air. Every great advancement in history, from the invention of electricity to the development of the internet, happened because someone dared to ask, "Is there a better way to do this?" Highly intelligent individuals live by this principle. Instead of blindly following routines or clinging to outdated methods, they embrace flexibility. When faced with a challenge or an opportunity, they don't default to what's comfortable. They pause, reflect, and ask the critical question, is there a better way to approach this? But let's take this deeper. Why is it so tempting to stick to how we've always done it? It's because change is scary. Trying something new means taking risks, and risks come with the possibility of failure. But intelligent people see failure not as something to fear, but as a stepping stone to success. They understand that growth only happens when you're willing to challenge the status quo, take calculated risks, and adapt. Here's a real-world example. Think about companies like Blockbuster and Kodak. Both were giants in their industries. Both stuck to the mindset of, That's how we've always done it. And where are they now? Outpaced by competitors who were willing to innovate and embrace change. On the flip side, companies like Netflix and Apple thrived because they continually asked, "What's next?" They didn't settle for tradition, they disrupted it. Now let's bring this closer to home. Maybe it's not about running a billion-dollar business, but about your personal life or career. How often have you caught yourself sticking to routines or habits simply because they're familiar? Maybe it's the way you handle relationships, tackle a problem at work, or even approach your own goals. Ask yourself, are these methods still serving me, or am I holding on to them because they're comfortable? Here's the truth. Sticking to how it's always been done isn't just a missed opportunity, it's a form of self-sabotage. When you resist change, you're closing yourself off from growth, innovation, and success. Intelligent people don't fear change, they welcome it. They know that flexibility is a superpower in a world that's constantly shifting. And here's the most powerful part. This mindset isn't just about improving processes, it's about inspiring others. When you're the person who dares to say, "Let's try something new," you become a leader. You create an environment where creativity thrives, where people feel empowered to experiment and innovate. That's the kind of impact intelligent individuals strive for. So the next time you're tempted to say, "That's how we've always done it," stop yourself. Instead, ask, is there a better way? Challenge the norm, explore the possibilities, and embrace the unknown. Because here's the truth. Progress doesn't happen in comfort zones, and greatness isn't built on tradition. It's built on transformation. 5. I don't care. Imagine this. Someone comes to you, sharing a problem, a concern, or even just a small moment of their day. They're looking for connection, validation, or maybe just someone to listen. And then you respond with, "I don't care." Those 3 words might seem insignificant to you, but to the person on the other side, they hit like a wall of cold indifference. You're not just shutting down the conversation, you're sending a clear message. You and your feelings don't matter to me. Now let's pause and think about this. How often have you heard or even said these words casually? Maybe it was in frustration, impatience, or even an attempt to distance yourself from something you didn't think was important. But here's the truth. Saying "I don't care" isn't just dismissive. It reveals a lack of emotional intelligence and awareness. And highly intelligent people know this. They understand that caring is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. The phrase, "I don't care," creates a barrier. It shuts people out and leaves them feeling unheard and unvalued. But intelligent people take the opposite approach. Even when they might not personally feel invested in the issue, they recognize the importance of empathy. Instead of saying, "I don't care," they respond with something that shows understanding and respect, like, "I can see how this matters to you." This simple shift in language transforms the interaction. It tells the other person, "I may not fully understand your perspective, but I respect it, and I respect you." Why does this matter? Because connection is built on understanding, not indifference. Intelligent people understand that every human being craves validation and acknowledgement. Even in situations that seem trivial, they know that showing empathy can have a profound impact. It's not about agreeing with someone or solving their problems. It's about making them feel seen. And when you make people feel seen, you earn their trust, respect, and loyalty. But let's dig deeper. Why do people say, "I don't care" in the first place? Often, it's a defense mechanism, a way to avoid vulnerability or responsibility. Saying "I don't care" is easier than saying "this feels overwhelming" or "I don't know how to handle this." But intelligent individuals don't take the easy way out. They understand that caring, even when it's uncomfortable, is what strengthens relationships and fosters growth. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine a leader in a workplace. A team member comes to them with concerns about a project. If the leader dismisses them with, "I don't care, just get it done," what happens? The employee feels undervalued, morale drops, and productivity suffers. But if the leader takes a moment to listen and say, "I understand your concerns, let's work through this together," they create an environment of trust and collaboration. That's the difference between someone who merely holds a position of authority and someone who inspires others. And this doesn't just apply to professional settings. Think about personal relationships. How often do conflicts escalate because one person feels ignored or dismissed? Saying "I don't care" might end the conversation temporarily, but it creates lasting damage. Intelligent people know that a moment of empathy can diffuse tension, build bridges, and deepen bonds. Here's a powerful mindset shift. Caring doesn't mean you have to solve every problem or agree with every viewpoint. It simply means acknowledging that the other person's feelings and experiences are valid. When you approach interactions with empathy, you open the door to meaningful connections, and that's where true intelligence shines. So the next time you're tempted to say, "I don't care," pause and reconsider. Instead, ask yourself, what can I do to show empathy in this moment? How can I turn this into an opportunity to connect rather than distance myself? By choosing understanding over indifference, you set yourself apart as someone who values relationships and emotional depth. And in a world that often feels disconnected, that's a rare and powerful trait. Because here's the ultimate truth. Saying "I don't care" is easy, but caring, even when it's hard, is what makes you extraordinary. 6. I'm better than them. Let's talk about one of the most toxic phrases anyone can say, "I'm better than them." On the surface, it may seem harmless. After all, who doesn't compare themselves to others from time to time? But dig deeper, and you'll see how damaging this mindset can be, not just to others, but to yourself. Highly intelligent individuals never allow themselves to fall into this trap because they know it's a shortcut to arrogance, unnecessary competition, and a life of constant negativity. Let's break this down. When someone says, "I'm better than them," what are they really doing? They're feeding their ego at the expense of someone else. Instead of focusing on their own growth and progress, they're measuring their worth by putting someone else down. But here's the harsh truth. If your confidence comes from believing you're better than someone else, it's not confidence at all. It's insecurity in disguise. True self-assurance doesn't come from comparing yourself to others. It comes from knowing you're doing the best you can to grow and improve every single day. Highly intelligent people understand this. They don't waste their energy tearing others down or engaging in petty comparisons. Why? Because they know that every moment spent comparing is a moment stolen from self-improvement. Instead of saying, "I'm better than them," they ask, "How can I improve myself?" This single shift in mindset changes everything. It moves the focus away from other people and back to where it belongs, on their own growth and potential. But let's not pretend this mindset shift is easy. In a world obsessed with competition, where social media highlights everyone's achievements and society pushes the idea of winners and losers, it's tempting to measure your worth by how you stack up against others. You see someone with a better car, a better job, a better life, and suddenly you feel the need to either one-up them or diminish their accomplishments to feel better about yourself. But intelligent individuals know that this cycle leads nowhere. Instead of competing with others, they choose to compete with their past selves. Think about it. What's more fulfilling? Tearing someone else down so you can feel superior for a fleeting moment, or waking up every day with a commitment to becoming a better version of yourself? Intelligent people choose the latter because they know that true success isn't about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you were yesterday. Let's take a real-world example. Picture an athlete training for a marathon. The intelligent runner doesn't waste time obsessing over the competition, thinking, "I need to be faster than them." Instead, they focus on their own training, asking, "How can I improve my speed, endurance, and mindset?" By focusing on their personal growth, they naturally become better without the toxic energy of comparison dragging them down. This approach applies to every area of life: your career, relationships, health, and personal goals. If you constantly compare yourself to others, you'll always find someone who's ahead of you in some way. But if you focus on your own progress, the only person you need to beat is the person you were yesterday. And let's not forget how this mindset impacts others. When you stop comparing and start focusing on self-improvement, you inspire those around you to do the same. Instead of creating an atmosphere of competition, you foster an environment of collaboration, encouragement, and mutual respect. That's the kind of energy intelligent people bring into the world. Here's another important point. Intelligent individuals understand that everyone is on their own journey. The person you're tempted to say you're better than might be facing challenges you can't even imagine. Maybe they've struggled in ways you've never had to. Maybe their path to success looks different from yours, but that doesn't make it any less valid. By focusing on your own growth and respecting others' journeys, you create a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. So the next time you catch yourself thinking, "I'm better than them," pause and reframe it. Instead, ask yourself, "How can I improve myself?" Focus on growth, learning, and progress, not comparison. Because here's the ultimate truth. Success isn't a race against others. It's a journey to become the best version of yourself. Remember, intelligent people don't waste time trying to prove they're better than anyone else. They know that the only competition that matters is the one within themselves. And when you adopt this mindset, you don't just elevate your own life, you inspire those around you to do the same. 7. I hate my life. Let's talk about one of the most destructive phrases anyone can say: "I hate my life." These 4 words hold immense power, not because they reflect reality, but because they shape it. When you say this, even in frustration or jest, you're planting seeds of negativity in your mind, creating a narrative that convinces you that everything is bleak and hopeless. Highly intelligent individuals know this and avoid using such phrases because they understand the impact of words, not just on others, but on their own mindset. Think about it. Life is full of challenges, moments of pain, and situations that feel overwhelming. No one escapes hardship. But saying, "I hate my life," doesn't solve anything. Instead, it amplifies the negativity, magnifies the problem, and blinds you to the possibilities of growth, healing, and change. Words are incredibly powerful. They frame how you see the world and how the world sees you. When you vocalize hatred toward your life, you're telling yourself a story that keeps you stuck. Highly intelligent people approach challenges differently. They know that life can be tough, but they also recognize that adversity is temporary, and how you respond to it makes all the difference. Instead of saying, "I hate my life," they choose empowering language, even in difficult moments. They say, "This is hard, but I'll figure it out." These words shift the focus from helplessness to resilience, from despair to determination. Here's the thing. Saying, "I hate my life," might feel like an outlet for your frustration, but it's actually a mental trap. It conditions your brain to see only the negatives, making it harder to find solutions or see the bigger picture. Intelligent individuals don't allow themselves to fall into this trap because they know that their attitude determines their altitude. Instead of wallowing in self-pity, they look for ways to adapt, learn, and overcome. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine two people facing the same setback. Let's say they both lose a job they loved. The first person throws their hands up and says, "I hate my life." They focus on what's gone wrong, blaming their circumstances, and spiral into negativity. The second person, however, acknowledges the difficulty but shifts their perspective. They say, "This is tough, but it's not the end. What can I learn from this? How can I bounce back?" Which person do you think will come out stronger in the end? The truth is, life is full of ups and downs. No one's journey is free from hardship. But intelligent people understand that challenges are opportunities in disguise. They don't deny their struggles. They face them head-on with resilience and determination. They know that even the hardest moments carry lessons that can lead to growth if they're willing to look for them. Here's another important point. When you say, "I hate my life," you're not just affecting yourself, you're impacting those around you. Negativity is contagious. The more you vocalize despair, the more it spreads to the people who care about you. On the other hand, when you choose resilience and positivity, even in tough times, you inspire others to do the same. You show them that it's possible to face adversity with strength and grace. It's not about pretending everything is perfect or denying your emotions. Intelligent people know it's okay to feel upset, angry, or overwhelmed. But instead of letting those emotions define them, they channel them into action. They take small steps to improve their situation, whether that's seeking support, learning a new skill, or simply reminding themselves that this too shall pass. Here's a mindset shift to consider. Instead of hating your life, focus on hating the problem. Don't say, "I hate my life." Say, "I hate this situation, but I have the power to change it." This simple reframing puts the focus on the problem, not your entire existence, and gives you back control. Life will test you. There will be moments that feel unbearable, but your words shape your reality, and intelligent people know this better than anyone. They use language to lift themselves up, even in their darkest hours. Instead of feeding their despair, they fuel their hope. So the next time you're tempted to say, "I hate my life," stop and ask yourself, what can I do to make this better? What lesson is hidden in this struggle? How can I move forward? Replace hatred with resilience and watch how your perspective shifts. Because here's the truth, life is not easy, but it's worth fighting for. And when you approach it with the mindset of resilience, growth, and determination, even the hardest moments become stepping stones to a better, stronger version of yourself. Intelligent people don't just survive life's challenges, they rise above them, and so can you. As we conclude, every word you speak shapes how others see you and how you see yourself. Avoiding these 7 phrases isn't just about sounding smart. It's about embodying emotional intelligence, adaptability, and resilience. So, which of these phrases do you hear most often? Or have you ever caught yourself saying one? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could benefit. Let's keep growing, learning, and becoming the best versions of ourselves together. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.